Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from the host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're here making the 1 vs 1 on Holotny Felma. Between you and the west, we got Redxwings fighting for Germany. The Wehrmacht for Kampfgruppe Schulz versus in the east, we got here Crazyman fighting for King and Country. Rolling out here for the 11th Armoured Division, and we've got here defensive, Festung armour and fortified armour, heavy emphasis on hold down and other defensive measures, versus Crazyman with Commando, special weapons and Vanguard. We also got bulletins here for Sturmpanzers, machine guns, Ostwinds and a lot of infantry. So double sections there for Crazyman. We got Pioneers, MD42 and Grenadiers here, opening up for Redxwings for Germany. And we got a heavy focus, southern focus here from Crazyman. Not too surprising there, a bit more focus there. Redxwings heading towards the centre. Looks like some force will head northwards. Or is he going to be playing very aggressive here with the Wehrmacht? Because so far it seems like he's not going towards his resources whatsoever. He's going straight for the centre. He's not even trying to wire off here, which is what you'd usually do if you're moving your Pioneers early on towards here. So what is Redxwings planning? More Pioneers on the for Redxwings as well. We got Sandbags going down there, preparing a fortified position to deal with those Germans. They're going to be focusing on the church, and he's going straight ahead. He's going for the cut-off point. Oh. Vickers on the way there for Crazyman, but I don't think Crazyman's aware what's going to happen here, because usually you don't get the Wehrmacht playing this aggressive at all. This is highly irregular. This is Redxwings basically just doing, what no one expects. He's going for a shock opening using the Wehrmacht and not any sort of doctrines that they have Ostrom or assault grenadiers. He's just using all the standard stuff. There we go. Vickers caught by the MD42, quickly getting sought down. The sergeant calling down headquarters to try and figure out what the devil's going on there. Section ring for the south. There we go. He's basically now set up around the cut-off point here with an MD42 grenadiers and Pioneers. Redxwings has pulled off a very brazen move there. He's got Pioneers now moving northwards there. Got another Grenadier squad on the way, though briefly got another MG40 or Pioneer. So there goes section versus Grenadiers. The problem is, of course, he's actually popping out the MG42 here, just so he can further pressure the cut-off point. Bold and daring. At the same time, we got section ringing here, trying to just avoid playing too much into Redxwings' cut-off point. He's trying to sort of play around it, or at the same time return the favour to Redxwings, deny him resources as well there. So solid response there for Crazyman, but again, I don't think a lot of allied players would expect the Wehrmacht to play like this, and so far it's working out devastatingly well there. Section a bit of trouble. We got Pioneers moving up. Grenadiers almost wiped out there. Redxwings need to be careful of them. I mean, one wrong move there and they're going to get wiped. Section going for the point there. Vickers setting up here. Grenadiers going to be moving straight into that. We got tech up here already for Crazyman. We got sappers out there. We got a mortar on the way here for Redxwings. A bit of artillery support. Going for the munitions there, using the Grenadiers low on health. I think you should just try to get them out there. But Redxwings is pretty much playing this as hyper aggressive as he can. As the Wehrmacht, if it was any more aggressive, he'd be wearing an SS badge or something.
Enemy causing trouble.
Mortar out here for Redxwings. Troops back at base. We got tech up here for Redxwings. We got Pioneers under fire from the sappers. More section on the way there for Crazyman. Section moving in. They're going to cut off the retreat path here and pretty much wipe the Grenadiers here. Commander into the point neutral. There we go. Grenadiers wiped. That was to be expected there. Redxwings got a bit punished, but still he's pulled off something you just don't see very often at all. It's just impressive. Mortar fire there on the Vickers, forcing Crazyman to pull that one back, as mortar bombs threaten to cave in the roof and their skulls in the process.
We're losing a capture point.
Section moving up to engage the Pioneers there, but they'll still be able to, I think, grab the fuel point. But there you go, another section moving in. That pretty much sort of changes the situation there. Vickers moving up. They're going to be up against the MG42 there. Points being grabbed left and right. And we got no additional units out here further for Redxwings. No sign of doctrine yet, neither from Crazyman. Pioneers are taking losses. And we've got their Grenadier squad on the way for Redxwings. Do we have any sign of requisition there from Crazyman? 9. Vickers there getting mortared and MG42 here. Bit of risk of position there for Crazyman actually. One wrong move and that Vickers could end up being wiped out here by the MD4 troop on retreat and end up being handed over there to Redxwings. And then up north, we've got Pioneers here versus Sappers, MP40s versus Sten Guns. MP40 pushed back by section moving from cell sides. Vickers falling back, moving in to try and support here instead. And there he goes, second gun is got there arriving for Redxwings. Tech up has already been done. He could go for like to make a nice complete gun. It is down south, holding up the cut off or the munitions point there, using the sandbags provided. Pioneers now rushing out with a flamethrower, going straight up against the Tommies and burning through them in a matter of moments. I'm just listening to the dying soldier there complaining, shit burns, fuck. I really have to say they really did some amazing work down the bridges, really outstanding stuff. Mortar gun is moving up there, section firing away. Section pushes back the Pioneers. And there goes, he's going to flank the section there with the Pioneers in the church perhaps. Or he's just threatening them. And it is holding up there, we've got a section flank in, but there you go, quickly suffering a loss there. Johnny went down, and there you go, second charging straight there. Still no sign, I think, any specialization there from Crazyman, nothing further there. Though of course he's just bolstered the sections to increase their combat ability there versus Redxwings infantry. Mortar fire raining down there. MD4 just grenadiers actually, setting up the church there. Half the unit gone in a matter of moments. Mortar definitely proving to be quite handy there for Redxwings. Troops sitting up there going in the centre, and like to make a nice copy up, we got a 2-2 on the way there for Redxwings, a bit of aggressive pressure, and again, Grenadiers pushing for the fuel point. He's just constantly pushing that fuel point or the CoH point. Redxwings is just relentless.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
MD4 just sending up aggressively, Grenadiers going to take up position in the building there to deny, and also spot ahead for the MD4 to imagine troops healing, reinforcing, and at the same time, troops flanking up behind Redxwings to harass and cut off territory. 2-2 almost down there for Redxwings. And there we go, like to punch Spearwagen arrives. We got Telemines here to ready to cut off and deal with any sort of armoured cast there from Crazyman. Though the bolted section, plus of course the fact that Redxwings has just been able to either control the CoH point or the fuel point to a certain degree there, has minimised how much fuel Crazyman is actually able to get. There's a really good play there by Redxwings, and certainly also allows them more use to go for mines and the likes. There you go, section being pushed back there by the 2-2-2. Gonna just push back. Vickers they're covering the retreat path that can do some damage. And before turning right to deal with that, we got section moving from the north, no grenades, so they got another attack there from the east. And we got a sniper on the way there for Crazyman, attempt here to deal with Redxwings. Aggressive antics. MD42 they're getting hit here very aggressively from all sides. Slow and healthy, he is forced to pull it back. The 2-2 though is saving the day a bit here, drawing fire and just killing those British infantrymen. At the same time, further push here, Vickers moving in very aggressively, going for the cut-off point, returning the favour there to Redxwings. Of course, he's got the southern fuel plus munitions, though not the southern victory point. 2-2 gaining veterans to 1 here as it keeps the British infantry at bay. Sniper arrived for Crazyman, and we got a doctor here for him. It is Commando Regiment. We'll be going for commandos there to sort of further pressure Redxwings for some elite assault infantry, something that's going to give Redxwings there a bit of a headache. MD42 there back for reinforcements. Section there getting burned by the Pioneers. Grenadiers are firing in as well. Heavy losses inflicted. Up north, 2-2's engaging here the Vickers and centered running. The 2-2 certainly serving as an effective mobile element that can deal with most harassers. Down south, Sappers flanking in there. Grenadiers getting sniped as well from Crazyman's territories. So it could go back for the CoH point, but still there's then also these two territories here which still need to be dealt with. 2-2 here. Ooh, further damage to the Vickers. Section in moving up into the building, but without anti-tank weapons, it's going to be a bit tough there versus the 2-2-2.
The enemy cut our supply line.
There we go. Cut-off point secure, but again, the munition secures, in this case, for Redxwings, the fuel still. Section moving in. And there we go. Armoured car being requisitioned for Crazyman, so he's going to add in some bigger stuff there to try and trample on Redxwings' hope and army. Noting also one Grenadier squad so far has been upgraded with a light machine gun. Medic bunker up, pack 40 on the way. Redxwings definitely thinking he's got all right there. So the infantry is now beginning to sort of prepare himself versus vehicle and armour, because right now any sort of armour rush could actually do quite a bit of damage there to Redxwings. So Redxwings is basically looking at his weaknesses and trying to shore them up. The Telemann was sort of the initial bit here, but now following up with pack 40s. Though of course another option would have been just going for more 2-2-2s and trying to use them aggressively against the Brits, but
units can now use Pied launchers
feels
to
like perhaps it was to go for something else. On the way though, British swarming through the south, taking back the territories they lost to the German raids. Just slowly rolling down south. Grenadiers might be following up there. And there goes Sapper's Court here. No mines laid down here by Crazyman. Of course, with what he's upgraded there, in fact, he's getting Piets just to sort of help deal with it. Of course, could also go for Bren guns. Can call in a glider, but I imagine first we're trying to go for the armoured car. Up north, Gunners grabbing territory and mortar firing down in the centre. Vic is suppressed as makes into the building. Snubber firing in for support nearby. Is going for the car point again, running straight to the section there. And down south here, we got more section running to the 222, trying to get heavy cover to deal with them. And section here trying to deal with the pioneers there. A lot of action, a lot of intense fighting. And we got the pioneers moving from the north here to flash out the Vickers. Could see a wipe there. Could see a wipe. Almost. Chose poorly. The wrong door was chosen. Vickers wiped and in the hands of, within the grasp of Redxwings. It's not quite there yet, but he could reach out for it and take it. He could. Hasn't. Panzer Grenadier there around now for Redxwings after the Pack 40. Pioneers here being overwhelmed 2-2. Overall looking pretty good there. 8 kills, almost 53. But there we go. We got the section moving up there with the Piet. Their projector infantry anti-tank, as the name meant. Spring-loaded and rather painful, I believe, for the user to use because it placed a lot of pressure on the shoulder. Fun fact there. There we go, good hit, Veteran G2, 2-2 there. Can't survive another hit there from the Piat. Armoured car on the way there for Crazyman. Panzer Grenadier almost done there for Redxwings. So Kampfgruppe banning in some more serious infantry. MD42 setting up there. AC roughly halfway done. A lot of trading back and forth in terms of territory. Always something happening here or there. And there we go, we got the Vickers crewed now by German infantrymen, a couple of grenadiers sitting up here in advanced position. Ready to hold back the Tommies and buy the rest of the German army time to set up a response, I imagine. There's some harassment in the north, victory points wise. Crazyman's got a lead, but that's going to quickly change there as Redxwings getting control. Push through the south again. And the Vickers here is definitely proving to be a nuisance there for the British infantry. Piets flying but not quite impacting. Sniper firing away. And there we go, we got the AC Mark III arriving as well, opening up, firing through with armor-piercing rounds. And there we go, Jurgen tumbles over dead. There we go, Ick has pushed back, but he's not quite keen on retreating. Oh, never mind, there we go. Tech 40 setting up. There we go, good hit, AC popping smoke. Large white cloud envelops the battlefield. Panzer Grenadier moving command fire, there we go, sniper opening control, Veteran 2-1. Section moving up now with Bren guns, Panzer Grenadier is low on health already, and there we go, push back. And noting, he's actually upgrading with Panzerschrecks, getting some anti-tank there. Clearly not content with just the Pack 40 and the 2-2, he wants Panzerschrecks as well. The ladder cutting down his anti-infantry there. MD42 push back as well there, as Crazyman's counterattack is underway, though his AC is going to need some repairs. Could join up there with the Pioneers, and in fact we'll try and flank in behind Redxwings and sort of do some damage there with the armoured car. We could of course also consider going for another armoured car and sort of further pressure Redxwings that way. Is Chance taking up? Yes, he has taken up. He could go for some bomber corps. Pioneers push back there. Grenadiers holding up as well. No sign so far of his doctrine being utilised whatsoever, though his abilities are a bit expensive. Up north, got the 2-2 there with the AC. Bit of a blow there to Redxwings, limits his mobility and makes it easier for Crazyman to move about on the battlefield. Not bad for him. Less good for Redxwings and for the Kampfgruppe Schultz. Propagandacaster is now there with a rifle grenade. A bold attempt. Bold, but not quite there. Armoured car holding back here. Pack 40 covering the north. Nothing further. Is he planning commanders? It certainly looks like it. Oh, no, never mind. He's going for an anti-tank. I was about to say he might be going for some commanders right here. Mines going down. Just around the corner. Redxwings organising for another assault. Most of his units have been, well, rather pushed back to the base. Running into infantry here and the south. Crazyman is also making advances. Redxwings a bit on the back foot now. The loss of the 2-2-2 and, well, most of his units run off the field. He, of course, is not without firepower. He's got now 2 machine guns aboard. Infantry guns getting cut down a bit there out in the open. The cover is quickly scrambling away under the British, before the British. Mortars, Pioneer setting up, going for points. Section pushed back there. Sappers holding up here. Panzer going to be moving ahead. AC has, interesting enough, not been repaired at all there. I'm a bit surprised at Crazyman not repairing his armored car whatsoever. I figured he'd do that, to be honest, but so far no sign of that. Sniper moving ahead slowly. Goes running into the section there. He's got several PS there handed out. I'd figure he'd go for more Bren guns, but looks like he has gone for several PS there. Snipers running into a bit of a problem there, retreating. Reinforcing, healing. Could find repair that AC, get it going again. And take up here for Crazyman. Redxwings is yet to go for Suprema Core. Oh, he's going straight for tier 4 here in another aggressive maneuver, which would also explain Panzer Grenadiers with Panzerx, Pack and Teller mines and the likes there. He wants to ensure he doesn't get hit by any kind of armor rush or severe vehicle push there before he gets up the heavy Panzer Corps. So he's sort of trying to make it up with that, which certainly can work. Of course, still is not without risks. There's a section. Ralph tumbling over dead. The Sergeant Stein and his Grenadiers make short work of them. North we got the AC moving ahead again, engaging Pioneers. Not a lot of telemines though here from Redxwings, I think. Must have missed some of them. Sappers gaining victory too, but also gaining suppression as they run into the Vickers. Which is now Veterans E1 gaining a nice chunky boost to its range. Sappers rush back there. Up north section versus Pioneers out in the open. AC pulling back again. Damage. Sniper. Close getting victory too, but low on health. In the south we got a section waiting here, ready to repulse any attempt there by the Germans to harass. 6 Panic caught here. No doctoral usage. I mean, granted, perhaps all of them would be quite suited for it right now. Alright, briefly looked like again he was going for commanders. Perhaps he still is, but just wants some other units out first. I mean, he's somewhat lost, I think, the window there to sort of really make a splash with the glider commanders. I mean, they could still be effective, but they are losing a bit of it, I think.
Enemy causing trouble.
Setting up 12 grenade there. Note which unit he did it with, the one that, in this case, Crazyman would not be able to view due to the hedgerow. So well done there by Redxwings. Makes it a lot harder for Redxwings or Crazyman to react in time and then dodge it. Finally, certainly got pack for him and the AC almost got it. Again, huge manpower. They're going for another section here. Another one now. Would have figured again commanders, but Crazyman does not seem particularly interested in those at all. No, I cancelled. Is he going for the commanders? Or is he not? What is Crazyman thinking here? What is he thinking? Hard to tell. And we got still pressure in the north. Heavy Panzer Corps going up there for Redxwings. Deutschland. So what is he planning, that Crazyman?
Capture point is being overrun.
Vickers really nice, and that church can basically cover a nice fat chunk of a map there. Making it very difficult for Crazyman to operate his infantry anywhere near the church. So now over there, closing in about 2-2. There we go. Almost right the Grenadiers there. And up north, Panzer Grenadiers repulsed here by the section. Veterans free with the Piat. So much manpower being flowed there by Crazyman. Is he just waiting for the right time to call in the glider, or what is he thinking? Right, getting that section again. Looks like he can't decide what he wants to do. Perhaps he wants the commanders, just isn't sure if he should get them or not. Hard to tell here. AC moving in to sort of flush out the Vickers here, which has now gained Veterans too. Grabbing territory there with the section, and we got a Sturm Panzer IV on the way for Redxwings. Probably in part because he feels confident in the control he can able to exert on Crazyman's map here, but still pretty interesting. Bit rare to see someone rush for Sturm Panzer, but that almost seems to be what Redxwings is doing here. But now it is Crazyman who sort of got both viewpoints, so it's not quite connected to the one close to his base. He's yet to do that. Section here being assaulted by a storm of Pioneers. Meanwhile, a bit of fighting here, but of course with the mortar placement here, now Crazyman's got more artillery than Redxwings and could blast through for some of those machine guns here and there. Threaten them quite severely, going for the core point. Sniper joining in as well, Vickers forced out. Jürgen there, didn't make it out of the church alive. AC striking out lofty to deal with some of those pioneers going for the fuel point, trying to ensure it does not fall into Redxwings' hands. East and down south, Grenadiers moving up. We'll need the sniper there. Church collapses. Back forward, the ults moving up, trying to deal with the armoured car. Pioneers getting gunned down there with a action machine gun. Back at base, not much happening there for him. And into the south, we got Panzer running straight into the section here. Light machine gun and scope rifles opening up with the Panzer Grenadier, threatening to quickly cut down the numbers. And the mortar there has been secured as well now by Crazyman. A bit of a blow there for Redxwings. That means artillery advantage is now, well, Crazyman's completely. He's got 3 mortars then. Unless, of course, he wipes the mortar then, ensuring he can grab it back or even wreck it if he doesn't want to get it. Although Sturmpanzer 4 has arrived. The Brumba, I believe, was actually an allied designation. The Germans would refer to it as the Stupa. If they refer to it as anything else, it's the Sturmpanzer 4. Fun fact, mortar cleared out.
We have lost a Granatwerfer squad.
The Sturmpanzer was pretty much designed for just clearing out buildings and bunkers and the likes. It was part response to the fighting in Stalingrad, where they found it rather lacked something that could blast up houses of all kinds there during the urban warfare. So a little fun fact there. There were about, I think, 3 specialised battalions of them during the war. And later in the war, I think, also just be sort of thrown into wherever they could be added due to the situation with the Germans and the tanks sort of being unable to sort of properly supply them to the divisions. Sturmpanzer 4 rushing in from the south here. Blasting up the ground case on some mines. Section pushing for the centre, got Vickers there sitting up. Mortar closing of Section 1, got the AC moving down there, sniper moving towards the centre. So far we haven't really seen Crazyman make much use of his doctrine. Certainly not what I'd figure he'd go for, which is the commandos. As soon as he could, but he hasn't. He could actually, I think, flank the Sturmpanzer right now and then use target dread to immobilise it. Move up the anti-tank and just to shoot through the hedgerows, that way knocking it out there. It's a bit of a risky move, but I think Crazyman there could pull it off. In particular, since the Sturmpanzer would be very vulnerable if mobilised, but also mean he could just move up with PS and just hammer away with it as well. Section there getting a bit hammered there, and their armour coming in. Will use, though, target tread on it. Does not look like it. I think that was a bit of a missed opportunity there by Crazyman. Then again, there are a lot of German infantry by that point, so perhaps not. Closing in the veteran to 1. Still, Crazyman is maintaining good map control there versus Redxwings, and Redxwings doing his best to strike back. Looks like some poor bastard paid with his life. Panzer goes there with some minor losses. Mortar fire raining down. Sturmpanzer moving down.
Trying to take a point from us.
Still no doctrine from Redxwings, and we are past the 20-minute mark there. Also losing out some effects there. But again, we can sort of figure again he wants something, possibly with hull down or command tanks. Sturmpanzer breach through it. By the way, got a second anti-tank on there from Crazyman. There goes shots fired. Quick brace. Sturmpanzer received a penetrating hit there. Another one. Down to less than half health now. And now we see that Redxwings are sort of getting more map control versus Crazyman, who's still not really utilising his doctrine at all. Going for a Cromwell there, there's some armour on the way. Straight to the MD-42 though, and immediately suppressed there. Halfway to Veteran 3, a veteran crew. Push to the south for the armoured car in some sections. Cromwell almost done. And Mortar's just waiting for an order to do something.
Where do you want us?
AC pulling back, Panzer Grenadier moving ahead. Cromwell almost done. Redxwings so far not really going for anything else.
Ready to go on reconnaissance.
Section holding up there. Fighting has died down a bit, and there we go. Crazyman adds a Cromwell, which working with the armoured car could do some damage there to Redxwings. Smaller fighting here. Panzer Gun is flanking in behind Crazyman. There we go, engaged with the Cromwell. Bit dangerous there though.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
There we go, run off. In the south section, they're about to get wiped out. Need to retreat, Crazyman. Get the hell out of there. Out north there, we got sections now on the run here from the Sturmpanzer.
The capture point is being overrun.
Almost got there, keeps going. No, pulls back. You might got 6-pounder gun Cromwell which responded to the Sturmpanzers. Attack, there you go, penetrating hit from there to tank of Cromwell in, and we got a final introduction there from Redxwings. It is fortified armour. We got a command tank out as well. So of course the question is, why did they go for that and say not Festung armour? They are much similar.
The enemy cut our supply line.
Though of course there are some vital differences, including, you know, this one has an elephant. So of course the big question is, will Redxwings actually go for an elephant alongside Sturmpanzer 4 and a command tank? Section here versus Grenadiers. Mortify, they're almost wiping out the Grenadiers there. Working on that Sturmpanzer, got another Cromwell there for Crazyman, so it's really laying in some armour there. Troops hanging about there, going for the cut-off point, and there we go. We got air reconnaissance in from Redxwings, allowing him to assess Crazyman's positions, force composition, and so on, then sort of make a decision based on that. Not bad at all. You're pretty ready to see a note. They actually, when I used the Stuka for that, I believe they used a smaller aircraft for that. I believe it was called the Fischler Stork, which is commonly used for that. Got more Telemines on here from Redxwings. S-mines to cover up the flank here versus infantry. Notice they're taking losses from snipers and section 31 kills. There we go, Cromwell moving in, almost wiping the gun. It's almost sliver of health and white. A bit of a loss there for Redxwings, to put it mildly. Pack 40 setting up, section moving up as well. Pack 40 shoots and fizzles miserably. Armoured car moving in as well. They're close to Vet-22 in the south. We got Pioneers being hit there. Mines there away from Redxwings as well. Section up there with a Bren gun. Up north of the fighting continues. More units being drawn in there. Mortar firing down around the Sturmpanzer, but having absolutely zero effect. Sturmpioneers being shot. Sappers being pushed back, not Sturmpioneers. Sniper pushed back as well. Nice bit of action there. 6-pounder gun holding back Cromwells. Could be playing here larger armoured assault. I mean, if we were to sort of push in the Cromwells supported by the armoured car, he could do some nasty damage there to Redxwings if he flanks from the right angle.
Supply is looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
So far, it's not quite getting there. Armoured car hits the Telemine down south. Knocked out. Definitely paid off there. Full of Redxwings. And Sam here for the mid-game analysis, by the way. In terms of damage, Redxwings is hit. In terms of kills, the Crazyman's very much a hit. There's some slight differences there between the two, though. Again, Crazyman's had more vehicles that are more armor out on the field overall compared to Redxwings, so obviously more damage going to be done. In terms of army value, a lot closer here, though, really close. There's a few times where Redxwings been ahead, but mostly they've actually been really close to each other there, so that certainly bodes interestingly. And again, here in terms of fuel float, again, mostly, you know, resource float, mostly sort of close to each other, but again, a few jabs here and there, and finding points held. Again, I mean, the Redxwings should have been more dominant, but otherwise it does seem to follow each other a bit more closely here. Again, now it's rather Redxwings was a bit more dominant compared to Crazyman. I mean, if you're over to look at sort of Redxwings' position, it's alright here. I mean, you'll consider it, though, again, going for a Sturmpanzer command tank. I mean, if he's going for an elephant, you know, in the crazy situation, he probably should consider some fuel caches. Otherwise, a Panther, I think, would be a pretty good choice, you know, as long as you get some fuel caches, sort of work that out. More infantry, maybe some more Panzer Grenadier, I think would also be a good choice for Redxwings, and otherwise more mines to sort of catch up any armour and infantry there from Crazyman. Since he doesn't really have much else to use his munitions on in terms of doctrinal abilities, more mines I think would work out pretty well there for Redxwings. Arjun keeping up the pressure in the south and north, he's keeping up what he does over, I think there is pretty good there. For Crazyman, a bit on the defensive at the moment, he needs to, I think, use his, well, Cromwell's aggressively, and also needs to use his docks. I mean, he went for it earlier than Redxwings, though so far he has yet to use it even in the slightest. There's been no smoke raid operation, no assault, no mortar, no commandos, no nothing. And that is kind of strange. I really think you can do it one way or the other. I mean, some commanders dropping in behind enemy lines to cause some havoc, and then sort of sending the Cromwell to deal with any targets would be pretty good. I mean, if you can catch the Panzer gun in this, what about the Pack 40? That would mean just a command tank and a Sturm Panzer, and the Cromwell should be able to quickly deal with them, particularly then rolls up some anti-tank guns to support during the vital offensive. Though, of course, you could also try and go for more tanks, or even go for a Firefly now. That would, I think, working together, the Cromwell would be pretty good there versus the Sturm Panzer and the command tank. And otherwise, more mines from Crazyman, and I think some more guns, some more Brens. So I think that's rather it. So let's return to the fight and see what happens next. Mortar there, by the way, it's not yet been recruited here by Crazyman. I think he should do it again. More artillery, more good. Then it's to try to change the section out in the open, taking heavy damage there from the marksman there in this section. Up north, we've got Cromwell moving up, hitting hits though from the Pantrix and the Sturm Panzer. Need to be careful there. Main gun destroyed. Oh no! Cromwell down here. I'm not sure why I split them up like that, but that certainly only made it easier for Redxwings to knock out that Cromwell. Bad news there. Sniper section reinforcing healing.
Ready for orders. Let's get to work.
Remaining Cromwell pulling back. More Piet fire in the south. We've got section there versus Grenadiers. That machine gun away for those chaps. More aerial reconnaissance from Redxwings again. Looking out for his opponent's movements and so on there. Interesting, interesting. It is a pretty rare ability to use generally, and that it regularly used is certainly even rarer. From moving up, section sent running. Full force there, sent running away. Decent hit there. Could of course try and clear out the Vickers there. Low on numbers, low on health. Building is not looking good. Of course, he might use his mortar to knock it out. Lost a section. Bad news there for Crazyman. Command's going down there. Let's jump out. We got a command tank there going to hold down to cover the centre. I imagine also cover it in the north there. Interesting setup there. We got this Sturm Panzer Veteran one. He's actually using bunker busting barrage on the anti-tank gun. Wow. That's... I haven't seen that ability used in years. Cromwell trying to do some damage, taking it from the Pack 40. Command tank also doing some damage there with his increased range and so on there from basically being held down there. Cromwell pulling back. Mortar emplacement halfway to 53, MB42 continuing to hold the north there, almost 23 itself. We got more Bren guns being out there for Crazyman's infantry, and we're still yet to see him use his doctrine even remotely. Comparatively, we've seen reconnaissance several times, hold down, and a command tank from Redxwings. He's almost using the entire doctrine. So I don't think that is entirely good there for Crazyman. And again, more air reconnaissance. That is his third time. You just don't see many players use it as much here, but Redxwings is just constantly keeping an eye out for his opponent's movements. Outstanding. Another Cromwell there on the way for Crazyman. And of course, with the air reconnaissance, he needs to see, you know, well, my opponent's not in the south. Let's have a jaunt down there, shall we, Helmut? And that's what he's doing. Also laying down mines, further prepare for that. Cheeky, cheeky. And of course, even prepare, could even say prepare a grenade in advance there. So catch up the infantry who wanted to, though in this case he did not. In fact, he might lose him there. He pops a grenade, we've got punishment, a little bit, might have to change things up north. We've got to attack through his sections. Pushing for points here. There you go, second push away, flamethrowers up as well. Mortar though firing in. Closing on about 2-3 up north here. Sturm Panzer joins in. Was on 50mm howitzer. Troops falling back. There we go. Second Cromwell almost done in the south. We got Panzer on the Cromwell doing a bit of damage there. With limited support for it again. He can probably just get away with it. So again, bold play there by Redxwings, but not reckless because he's constantly aware of his opponent's movements. So that is pretty damn impressive there. Panzer going to do push back. 6 pounder gun snipers coming to the centre. Going for the northern victory point, going to be reinforcing. And he's almost switching to then the Sturm Panzer as well. Cromwell heading out. Crazyman, by the way, is yet to still use his doctrine at all.
Emplacement under attack.
And I think Redxwings is actually playing for the elephant now. He's actually using the Sturm Panzer here to try and knock out. I think he's using the bunker buster barrier to just hammer down the emplacement. Aggressive, bold. Certainly original. And I certainly think Crazyman wasn't expecting that. Then again, there's been a lot here from Redxwings, which I don't think Crazyman expected. I think any allied player would expect. Section here running straight into the Sturm Panzer, machine guns and so on firing away. Got a cromwell from the south. Pioneers going, will they grab the mortar? No, no one's grabbing that mortar anymore. Seems like it's become a weapon non grata. Mines cleared out there. Splitting up his cromwells, probably not really using them in any unified manner. I think that's been a mistake there by Crazyman. They could be doing a lot more damage to Redxwings if they were to charge them properly. And Redxwings is getting ever closer to that elephant heavy tank destroyer.
Territory is out of contact.
Engaging Pioneers. Firing where Sturm Panzer moving up. Shoots. Gets it off almost Veteran C2. He's going for the elephant. He is. Almost. Vickers opening up there. Veteran C3. There we go. Veteran C2 on the Sturm Panzer. It's been some time since I've seen a Veteran C2 Sturm Panzer. And an elephant. Well, I have seen the elephant more than that, but you know, Sturm Panzer and an elephant. Now that's not something you see very often, if ever. In the south here section of the Panzer Grenadiers struggling here, not a lot of cover left for them. It's only lucky this section only got one Bren gun, no grenades, and Crazyman has still yet to use his doctrine. What is he planning here? What is his game? Command tank still held down. Troops move south, northwards, but the Vickers can almost cover the victory point entirely from the house. Elephant sets out. There's 88mm high velocity gun. Section rushed away from the south.
We're losing a capture point.
And command tank opening up there. Still no doctrine, and again more aerial reconnaissance from Redxwings. So much. Victory points wise, Crazyman holds in a bit of a nasty position there. And he's
causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
He's hulling down the elephant. What? Why is that position there? Interesting. In the south, we got Cromwell with damaged engine. Elephant, though, can't pursue. He could, I suppose, rush down this jump punch to try and deal with it. But there you go, hold down elephant. He's shooting at the mortar emplacement. He's basically going to snipe the mortar emplacement using a hold down elephant. That's impressive. We got a Cromwell rushing in behind, but where's the other one? Of course, that's damage again, that folks, and he's calling in air supremacy on range, but again we got the elephant doing nothing. Helmut, are you hearing anything? 9. Now shut up. I'm focusing here. I'm trying to knock something out. Section on the fire there for the command tank, and oh dear, it's coming right here, right on the command tank. Hold down, defensive aura. Nothing happens to the elephant. Sliver health left on the command tank. I swear, Helmut, I heard something this time. Shut up, Fritz. I'm trying to concentrate here. Command tank pulls away there. That's for the 25 minutes to spend on nothing very much there. He's still flowing a lot of manpower now.
The enemy have destroyed.
Could he plan to be calling commanders or what? He's another tank. But his mortar emplacement is down here to the elephant. Getting pushed back here. A lot of infantry moving ahead. He's in fact losing control of the northern part of the map there, though of course the Sturm Panzer could try and push them back. Elephant standing down. Another Cromwell away there for Crazyman. Still plenty of manpower. I imagine he must be feeling a bit bitter of that bombing strike not quite knocking out anything. And not even doing anything to the elephant at all. Sniper confirms Shield Panzer up! Misses! Misses! Stunned! Pop smoke! He's going to try and attack round, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Sturm Panzer almost knocked out. Sniper almost hit the front machine gun. There we go. Main gun destroyed. Only Sturm Panzer by the sniper. Cromwell rushing in. Elephant waiting back there. Might try and cover up the Sturm Panzer's retreat, I guess. Now Crazyman is back in control of the map against Redxwings. Cromwell's running back, but again, note what? Ah, Telemine, heavy engine damage, and again, note no armor support nearby for their tanks. His tanks are just split up across the map. He's only got one sapper section. He's got 2 tanks now in need of repairs, and he splits up his 3rd tank even further. Panzer VI flying against the Cromwell. Pioneers crushed. Cromwell being repaired. Cromwell up north, hanging back. Rushing out there. More sappers on the way for Crazyman. Good. His Cromwells are all in a rather roughish state, well, except for the one that's actually getting repaired. Section rushing in. We've got the elephant moving down. Going to try and catch it there, I guess. Shoots. Misses. Close there. Close. But no cigar. Sturm Panzer waiting for repairs alongside of the Panzer IV command tank. Now it's Redxwings who needs more men to repair, but he can't. He's at full pop cap, so he can't.
We're ready for orders.
House collapsed there by 6-pounder gunfire. Still feeling like a manpower, but Crazyman's also at full pop cap now, so he can't call in commanders if he even wanted to. And so far again, though, I mean, now Redxwings has, I think, pretty much used every single ability of his doctrine. Crazyman, air supremacy. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. More air recons there from Redxwings again, just constantly keeping track of it, where the tanks are, where they aren't. Trying to get away with that Cromwell, but we got the elephant, and we got the Luftwaffe relaying in the coordinates. We've got, in fact, 2 Cromwells up now, but he's going to go after the one. No. That was a terrible shot there. Helmut. Sniper sneaking in. Veterans, is he going to use critical shot there on the elephant? No, it goes to the Pack 40. Goes to the Pack 40. Cromwell flanks in. Elephant's too slow to react. No other armor nearby support. There we go. Pack 40 down. Deals a step with the MD. Oh, the Vic is here. Almost wiped. Elephant shoots. Barely hits, but not quite. And Vickers is down as well. Elephant shoots. Scores a hilt. Cromwell down to half health. Cromwell's being repaired. Other Cromwell moving in from the south here. Crazyman is just keeping up the press there versus Redxwings. Close to 9 there. MD42 firing away. Elephant pulling back. Command tank pulling back. Redxwings now got a bit more room, but will he use it? Elephant. Panzerwerfer. What will he go for? Oh, he can't get a Panther. Good hit there from the elephant on the other Cromwell. Slowly closing in on Veterans E1. And up north, Gunny's moving against the Cromwell. Infantry moving in. Snipers are the Cromwell ready. And it is almost wiped out. Panzerfaust failed. Hits the shed. Wiped. Light machine gun dropped. Redxwings low and infantry. Got the command tank, the elephant, going on a hunt here in the north. Bit dangerous though. I mean, if Crazyman were to just gather all of his tanks and then rush the elephant, he could probably knock it out of there, since there'd be nothing else to sort of really cover the rear except maybe the Panzer Grenadiers. And with enough focus, he could probably knock out the elephant before they're doing any serious damage. He has to move up support there. But so far, Crazyman has been sort of keeping his tanks very separate here, which does mean he can't, you know, just overwhelm the elephant. Sturm Panzer here versus some section up north. Another Sturm Panzer for Redxwings. Another Sturm Panzer. Madness. Hulling down the command tank again. Cromwell flanks a bit, shoots, takes a hit there for the command tank. He's either go further behind it or not, but does pull back instead. Other Cromwell up north, a bit of a target. And the south has still got a Cromwell there with half health doing nothing. Section from the centre getting hauled here by the MD-42. Plus the command tank. 6 Thunder gun shooting at the Elephant, failing to penetrate the thick frontal armour. Shot bounce against Sturmpanzer moving ahead. There we go! Gets the sniper finally! Almost veteran free on the Sturmpanzer. Cromwell flanks though. Cromwell flanks! Penetrating hit. Next shot failed to penetrate the front. Elephant could shoot there through the house, perhaps the ruins. And there you go, another Sturmpanzer arrives. Cromwell tries to get away. Elephant could shoot. Shoots! Almost got the Cromwell! Grenadiers could Panzerfaust veteran free. There we go. Jürgen, Panzerfaust. No! Failed! Heinz! Damage engine, and there we go. Cromwell cooked up. Tank down for Crazyman. Section here holding by the MD-42. Second Sturmpanzer arrives for Redxwings. And the assault continues up here. Elephant, veteran 1 cooks up the other Cromwell. Holy moly. Cromwell in the south, Sturmpanzer fires, misses spectacularly. Cromwell shoots back, fails to hit. 6 Pounder gun shooting in as well, but not really hitting anything. What will Crazyman go for next? What will he be planning? More air recons again from Redxwings. Sturmpanzer rolls ahead. Catches the anti-tank and almost basically shoots. Scores! Anti-tank gun dead. Command tank covering up the flank of the Elephant. Up north infantry breaks through. Cromwell here fighting versus 2 Sturmpanzer. Gets a penetrating hit. Sturmpanzer pulling back. Almost effective. There we go. Direct hit from 1 Sturmpanzer. Almost takes out the Cromwell. And now it's going with both Sturmpanzers after the Cromwell. Finally, Crazyman is getting a Firefly, but if only he had it working with the other Cromwells and focused them, maybe with some tulips, he could have done a lot of damage there to Redxwings. His Elephant possibly even knocked it out. Paying the Sturmpanzer. Sandbags up north. Crazyman desperately holding on here. He's still got the most infantry, but armour-wise he's in a peculiar position. Section moving in, getting hammered with everything here. Redxwings got most of it. It's not really hitting though, but there you go. 24-2 joining in. Replacement sniper by the way here for Crazyman. Replacement and another air supremacy operation. This time though, Redxwings just get out of its way. He's not going to try and, play cool again. Pack 40 there, taking some hits. In fact, it's completely gone. Cromwell setting out. Vickers left behind. Sturmpanzer repairs, but that's about it. Most of the Redxwings armour force is otherwise functional, though a bit of a strange amalgamation of different detachments. Cromwell up here, so close to that mine spotted here by sappers. But we got sappers here with a light machine gun pill from Germans. Firefly near pipe. Mortar still not crewed. Crazyman sitting back on the map there, holding up the victory points down to 56, but he's planning to bleed out Redxwings again. Sturmpanzer so close to victory, free, need of repairs. Panzer's flanking, but there you go, getting crushed by the Panzer. Cromwell, he's attempted here. Sappers getting slaughtered, Firefly firing in there. No tulips though, no tulips.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Firing at 17 Pounder gun there at the Huns. Shoots again, gets too close, careful, careful, Crazyman. Don't forget the Elephant. Section moving to the side. Almost got the command tank, but there you go. Target weak point. Or it's a cruise shot from something else. Our way though, Firefly is down.
The enemy destroyed a vehicle.
Got too close there with the Firefly. Way too close, and he got punished for it. Elephant is almost efficiency too. Still holding on to the victory points for the most part here, Mr. Crazyman, but his armour forces are getting torn apart here. And there you go, Sturmpanzer boy. Now Veterans E3 is getting repaired, fixed up. Veterans E3 Sturmpanzer. Now that is a rare
We
sight.
have 200 points remaining.
Firefly on the way there for Crazyman. Another one. It's interesting now he's really keen on getting them.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Can't help but feel it's a bit too little too late there for Crazyman.
Under fire! What's it? Trying to flank us! Ready for anything.
Flying down the smoke round. Interesting. Veteran E2, but low on health. Redxwings armor force is not responding. Command tank being held down. There you go. Sturmpanzer Mingo taking 5 from the 6 pounder gun, fails to penetrate, and there you go, right in front of it. Shoots, wipes the entire lot.
Not anymore.
Section moving in here, coming up after the command tank. Sturmpanzer could of course also deal with it quite nicely. In fact, needs to spread out his infantry a bit there, otherwise that's definitely going to get decimated. Grenadiers swing in. Sappers find themselves attacked from all sides soon enough. No, Sturmpanzer here pulls back in an interesting move. Firefly sets out. Sappers push back from the northern munitions point. And section there versus Sturmpanzer. Shoots, gets a kill. 30 kills there for Germany in the Sturmpanzer.
Sherman Firefly ready.
186 versus 56. Firefly moving northwards with a bit of infantry support. We got the snub nearby as well. Shooting at the rear of the Sturmpanzer, penetrating. And a surprisingly good shot.
They're trying to take it.
Troops reinforcing. Going for the northern victory point, not a lot of support. Sturmpanzer could use them up. We got the Firefly moving up here as well. Got Crazyman pushing in as much as he can into the north. Redxwings seems to be anticipating it. Of course, also got air recons, which again tells him, oh, he's moving up one of his tanks there to the north. Section taking hits from the Sturmpanzer. Firefly pulling back. Perhaps he's aware of what's going on, perhaps he's not. Needs to be careful though, Mr. Crazyman. It's now a firing way. Sturmpanzer tries to catch him, doesn't quite. Shot bounced. Elephant missed. Still no tulips to watch over there for the Fireflies. Considering what he's up against, I'd think he'd go for that at the very least. Everything towards that northern point while at the same time keeping a small force to hold the south. Cromwell moving out again. And there you go, Panzerschreck surprising the Firefly with an attack from the south, held down there by Redxwings. Sturmpanzer taking from the front, Grenadiers moving as well. Sturmpanzer shoots, gets awesome hits. Sniper dead, another sniper wipe by the Sturmpanzer. And Cromwell there with a heavy damage engine. And down, he's just down to the Firefly and a few infantry sections here. Elephant shoots, almost got the elephant. Veteran E2 on the elephant. Veteran E2. Wow. Not very often you see a Veteran E2 elephant in a 1 versus 1 either, alongside a Veteran E3 Sturmpanzer. Firefly shoots to the Sturmpanzer. He's actually going to try and knock out the Firefly using the Sturmpanzer. Yes! The cheeky bastard. Almost, but looks like in this case he decides that might not quite be worth it. In fact, he could end up feeling the Firefly a lot of experience there, which would not be good. Push to the south, this Sturmpanzer supporting a Pioneer section. Gonna take a bit while there for the Sturmpanzer to break through that. Section falling back entirely. Going for the centre, they go caught by the NT-42 and the command tank.
25 points left.
25 points left, things are looking pretty desperate. Here we got another Cromwell way there for Crazyman. Sturmpanzer being repaired. Section repulsed from the southern victory point.
Firefly ready to hunt armor.
Firefly slowly rolling ahead. Slowly. Straight to Sturmpanzer. Nasty hit. Veteran to 1 gained. Elephant are being held down right at the same moment. Right at the same moment. Veteran to 1 there though. $16 points left.
Ready to go.
Cromwell gun tank, ready for action.
Another Cromwell for Crazyman, another one. And still the only ability to use his doctrines as supremacy. We still haven't seen a single commander. I think we would have seen that. Nothing else with his doctrine. I mean, not even saying no more to CoH, but at least used to just, help deal with some support units and the likes. Or assault, which will allow him to move fast, or even smoke radar rate, just laying down a massive smoke screen, which could be quite handy as well. Or any tulips for the Firefly. Flanks, almost 52 there up north. Crom there fighting against his Sturmpanzer. Pushing away, Pioneers grabbing. Sex moving in there. Really, a tulip here would allow him to do so much damage to it. And there you go, Veteran C2 on the Firefly. Increased rate of fire, increased rotation. Going to the north here. Crom with support here, taking heavy damage though from the Panzer 6. There you go, got you on the Sturmpanzer. Elephant moving in from the south. Could he get the Sturmpanzer? There you go, Panzer 6 flying. There you go, almost got the Sturmpanzer, but not quite. Move back. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Main gun destroyed. Elephant's almost got it. It was so close to Veteran C3. More air reconnaissance from Redxwings. He's pulling all his armor, I think, towards the same spot. 9 points left for Crazyman. Command tank Sturmpanzer firing at 42 kills. Section shooting at the Elephant with a damaged engine. Oh dear. Sadly, he doesn't have any armor to exploit this. No Cromwells to flank with, no Fireflies. No, nothing. He's slowly taking out victory points. And with that, it is GG here. A brutal and unorthodox strategy there by Redxwings. Aggressive air map play right from the start, following in to Sturmpanzers and Elephants. I don't think anyone was expecting that when the match started out there, to be honest, well, except maybe Redxwings. So there you go. A brutal match. Crazyman, I think, had some chances, but in part he's kept splitting up his tanks, but at times I think should have just concentrated, tried to sort of overwhelm the enemy when, he just could have, maybe gone for a Firefly in the mix, or Comets or something. And doctrinally, he should have used his doctrine more. Again, in that comparison, Redxwings just made full use of it. He was also constantly then aware of Crazyman's movement, overall giving Redxwings a sizable intelligence advantage. So there's a lot there to sort of consider as well in that sense, but really well played by Redxwings. Nicely played by Crazyman, but just not quite there as Redxwings. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gives you DS matches. If it did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone, or send a new player on your own. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers, thanks for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.